Fan 2.
Yep, with Justin here. What's really good, though?
And Drake.
You pretty much know the get up, but we have no news for this week, so I'm sorry. We'll check in next week and just get.
Yeah, this is pretty much it, and see you guys later.
Yep.
Obviously, the video is longer than this. I don't think we fooled anybody, but
we tried. But we do have 6 pieces of news. Now, let's just. I was thinking about this. I feel like we should do it once every 2 weeks, but we are just going to do it once a week, and we'll see how it goes, because we want to do a longer podcast. And if we keep getting 6 pieces of news every week, I mean, we could just extend it and make it 12 for 2 weeks. But
yeah, normally we do it where it's going to be every 2 weeks, but obviously sometimes there won't be as much pieces. Like, there could only be like maybe 0 pieces of news or 2 pieces of news. So sometimes we'll just have to piggyback on it. So sometimes you won't see the video the 2 weeks, and so that's just why.
Yeah, right. Okay, so with that being said, let's just get into our first piece of news. Our Suicide Squad trailer, Allah Akbar, blow your house up. Suicide Squad, get it?
Not needed.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, I'm cautiously optimistic about this trailer. I'm going to point out some parts that I don't like and that I didn't like, and then Drake will go off of that. But honestly, going through this trailer, it's very creepy and very, like sadistic, like that theme that Harley Quinn was singing throughout the trailer. Very, like, creepy and scary. And I will give Harley Quinn, the actress Margot Robbie, who's playing Harley Quinn, she comes off as, like, creepy and, like not like that type of Harley Quinn character that I've seen from the Arkham games. So, and, Joker comes off that way, too, so it's, like, kind of indifferent from other renditions of characters that I've seen. But as far as the other characters, I don't know much of Suicide Squad, so that's why I'm trying to say optimistic. The only ones I know is Killer Croc, Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot. Don't know much about him, but I've seen him in Arkham games. But I hate the look of Killer Croc, but I know David Ayer really likes to go off this look of practical effects, and that's why he doesn't really use Croc as this big masculine creature that we've seen him in the Arkham games. But what do you think, Drake?
As far as the trailer, I think it did a very good job of making us want to watch the movie. Because you're interested. You're like, all right, why are they doing this? Why is Batman on top of the car? All this stuff. It makes you very interested. As far as the characters, there's some characters I don't have experience with you, and I'm the DC side of things, which makes me look really bad. But I know Killer Croc, I know Deadshot, I know Harley Quinn, I know most of these characters, and so as of that, I think they look really well. Sure, Killer Croc could have been a little bit bigger, but he still looks good for what he is.
Yeah.
And, I still go on my saying as, I don't care what they look like as long as they're good. As long as they make me believe in what they're saying and doing.
Yeah, but you I was thinking about that. How you said last week about Ant-Man, it doesn't matter what they look like. I think it honestly does matter what the characters look like. If you want them to have that, Peter Parker to have that nerdy look that he did in the comics, I really think that matters for characters, fictional characters especially. So, wait, they're the only fictional characters. But anyway... I think that matters, that characters should have that look, but I definitely see Croc has that still, that reptilian skin. He still has the look, but he just doesn't have, the, masculinity or, the, the height that it should be.
I mean, it still looks pretty good for, non-special effects-wise. It's still, makes me believe that this guy is a crocodile, and the skin looks really well. So I think, he looks good overall. Yeah, I wish they could have used special effects to make him look even cooler. But,
Yeah, well, as far as the Joker voice, that I heard.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I've been comparing. Like I looked over that clip so many times because I just like so unsure from it. I'm like, it sounds like very deep. It doesn't really sound like Joker to me. Like when I think of Joker, I think of Mark Hamill just because like he's the definitive Joker. So like I honestly need to see more from it to like make a final like because like my preconceived notion was just like that sounds like shit. Like but he only said a couple lines, and there's also rumors like you know how he was like at the end of the trailer like he was about to torture somebody. Remember that by the end of the trailer, like he was like rubbing these.
Yeah, and he's got like that screwdriver or whatever that was.
Yeah. Well, people are saying it's Jason Todd, but
Yeah.
my theory though, and I think it's I don't know Harley Quinn's alter ego name, but I think it's Harley Quinn. Like he's like toying with her, like like making her go insane, like torturing her and all that.
Well, I mean, as far as that goes, which I don't mean to, argue here, but as far as that goes, in the comics and several other things, which that could be happening because this is a different take, so that could actually be what's happening. But in the comics and most of the TV shows, Harley Quinn kind of does that by will. That's the thing about Harley Quinn is like you start as the same person, and then Joker, without actually even doing anything to her, just sort of talking to her slightly, she then turns into Harley Quinn as we know her.
Yeah, but what's her name in the like? What's her alter ego name? Like, do you know or
Like her real name?
Yeah, her real name.
Harleen Quinzel.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a weird name. Like, it just sounds like the same, but with Enzo at the end. So, but yeah, overall, I just think the trailer. Like, I'm optimistic, but cautious optimism. But
Yeah, which I mean, one thing that everybody's been talking about the new Joker is the tattoos. And
Oh my
one
God.
thing for me, which we couldn't have brought this up because we really weren't making videos back when that was released. But anyways, as far as that goes, I absolutely hate them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those look like tortured right here on the forehead. That just looks stupid. That's nothing
Yeah.
the Joker would actually do.
Hopefully, they're not as distracting like in the film. But like from that last segment of the trailer, they cut off the tortured part, like because they went from the bottom of his forehead down. But yeah, like I know they're trying to be like indifferent and like from other Jokers, like they're trying to do this new look for Joker in like unique way. But I honestly don't see. Like I know they're trying to be unique, and I guess that's good. But sometimes it's not good. Like I feel like the classic Joker look is good enough. Like I don't get how you would get tired from that. It's always the Joker that's been like perceived in films, comics, that sort of thing, etc. But yeah, that's the only thing that really and the teeth. But I understand the teeth because like what if he's gone into previous bouts with Batman and Batman's knocked his teeth out, so that's why he's got like like fake teeth, like those gold teeth. But what do you think?
Which that's what several other people mentioned, because like this actually might be something to stir up a lot of stir up waves about this movie. Like, oh, look at this, because like it just popped in my mind right now. I was thinking like, because the Joker's done stuff like this before, whether it's in the comics or the TV show. Again, he just acts stupid like this. So what I'm thinking is, maybe this could all just be like a ruse, and as in like, cause the TV show Batman will like show up in like this old Western place, and Joker will be dressed up in an old cowboy uniform.
Right.
Or he's even dressed as a cheerleader before, or even a nurse. So maybe this is something like that, and they're just trying to trick us into, because I don't know. That just might be it. Maybe they were just stupid enough to give him gold teeth and tattoos. I don't know.
How big of a part do you think Ben Affleck's Batman's going to play in this film? What do you think?
Well, I mean, if this is Jason Todd that he's torturing, he's probably going to play a big part in this, because that is a big part of Joker's and Batman's sort of story.
Right.
So it would take up a decent part to get this whole entire story going. the Batman death in the family.
Right. Well, we obviously know from like when he's on top of that pink Lambo, and Harley Quinn and Joker's in the car. So this could be like, I definitely don't think it's at the beginning of the film, because I feel like the beginning it's gonna be like they like Joker gets thrown in jail, and then they break out. The other crew members break out Joker, and then they torture Harley before Harley Quinn happens, and then like I feel like Batman's gonna be a part of the middle of the film. So, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully more trailer footage shows more stuff, more revealing. But our next trailer that we're going to talk about is very exciting, very comedic. Deadpool trailer got leaked at Comic-Con. So,
which I love that this happened, because that means they might actually release an HD version of it, since this has already been released.
Right. Like, honestly, they should already plan ahead out of Comic-Con and just release the trailers, because they know it's going to get leaked. So why don't they just leak it before the Comic-Con? That would just be great. But, yeah, this trailer, oh my god. Like, it was literally Deadpool. We finally got Deadpool. Not X-Men not X-Men Origins Deadpool. And I was, contemplating, if Ryan Reynolds can pull this off. Just because, I was so judgmental on his performance in X-Men Origins. That's because that wasn't his fault. I mean, that was obviously the writing. But, yeah. But, this, we finally see him in the Deadpool suit. And one of my favorite parts of the trailer is that we see Colossus. I think this is the best look for Colossus yet. Seeing Colossus, he's a lot more masculine, and he's got, that little buzz cut haircut. And Negasonic Teenage, I don't even know who that, I think, is that a character made up for the film? Because I'm not even sure. What do you think?
I don't know, but I love his comment about it. He's like, that's an awesome name.
Yeah.
It is. It's Negasonic Teenage, whatever it was.
Yeah, and Stan Lee plays a DJ in the film. And then there's something said about chastity. There's obviously this film is going to be rated R, because there's a lot of, they showed sex, violence. Yeah. One thing that cracked me up at the beginning is that when he's just don't make the suit green or animated. Oh my god. That just reminded me, I was Green Lantern reference. Oh shit, that was hilarious. And another thing that, that they're going to be breaking the fourth wall, obviously.
Oh yeah, a lot. Which I'm waiting for him to mention first off. The Green Lantern. And second off. Which I guess they can't, abruptly mention Green Lantern, because that's owned by DC. So maybe not as much. Maybe that don't make it green and animated might be as far as we get with that. But they'll definitely mention, the Wolverine.
Right.
Movie. He'll definitely mention that.
Yeah, because Deadpool is going to be, intertwined and connected with X-Men and Fantastic Four, because those are owned by Fox. So, but yeah, I'm honestly excited for this. Another thing that I saw that was breaking the fourth wall was when he said, fuck Liefeld, which I thought was hilarious, because I know Rob Liefeld created Deadpool. I didn't really get that, he's basically saying, fuck him for creating me. I didn't understand that. But it looks like they're grabbing, that comedic humor from the Deadpool video game. I just hope it goes extremely, I know it's going to be, extremely, stupid and funny. But I wonder, the critical feedback from that. Is it going to be a coherent story? Is there going to be, just, some shit story?
That's what I was thinking too, but, even the Deadpool game sort of had kind of a story to it.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking. No matter how crazy Deadpool gets in, the event comics, it always kind of has, a solid story. That may get lost every now and then, but it still does that solid story somewhere in there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they'll reference a lot of Marvel characters, too. But, yeah, I'm excited for that. Our next piece of news is the new Green Arrow suit was revealed. It looks pretty awesome. What do you think, Drake?
Well, since people, if you watch this channel, you should know, and it's even in our logo. It's Green Arrow and Spider-Man. he's Spider-Man, I'm Green Arrow. So, I, I'm being very critical of stuff that's involved with Green Arrow.
Right.
But the suit, it's a beautiful suit. What else can I say? It takes, first off, some stuff from the comics and the JLSA show, the animated one, with like the little straps that, with the main glove, and then you get the little straps that show the skin, and just like everything about this suit is beautiful. I absolutely love it. Let's go to you, Justin.
Yeah, well, another thing I want to say is that I feel like they're doing this whole Green Arrow crossover thing because they're like I feel like they're gonna rechange the whole show completely because season 3, it's like general consensus from season 3 of Arrow has been terrible. Like the ratings for Flash season 1 has surpassed Arrow's highest ratings. So, I mean, that's just one thing. And I know, like, there's a constant competition on, what's better, Arrow or Flash? But I think the reason why they're just changing Arrow completely is because they listen to the fans. Like, the fans obviously want the Green Arrow. They don't want Green Batman.
Which is another thing we gotta mention, is beside the suit, his name is now going to be Green Arrow officially, and so it's something I've been wanting for a long time now. First off, I've been wanting a Green Arrow movie for like forever, but the TV show is finally coming up today, and that stupid suit is gone, and he's finally got this awesome, amazing suit, and now he's actually being called Green Arrow. All we need next is him to be older and have the mustache and the beard.
Yeah.
That's what I want, and I will be in love with this show, which I'm still going to be in love with this show now that they made all these awesome changes. I'll definitely be watching it.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a peek too. I'll look into that. But, I hope he, like, Stephen Amell, like, I don't know if he's joked from time to time in Arrow, but like I hope he has this like comedic charm that Green Arrow has, And
yeah, because I mean that's always been one of the things too. He's always been kind of a joking type of character. So I hope with this, all these other changes, hopefully, listening to fans to this, they're also going to listen to the fans that he needs to stop being more serious, and they need to stop focusing on the love triangle and more focus on the actual story and Green Arrow.
Right. So maybe they'll post source.
Oh my god. If with all these changes, if all these were made with him being a funnier type of character like he is in the comics and TV shows, and having the mustache, which I can do without the beard and the stash, that will come later. And if all those changes, this will be a beautiful show. Yeah. Really.
And, like, fans who are outspoken about certain things on social media, it goes a long way. Whether it's rage or, like, being upset about certain things, it goes a long way when you have a large group of fans. Because, they will listen to the fans and, like, get that critical feedback. That it's kind of like that sort of thing, and I'm kind of going off topic. When Batman Arkham Knight got released on PC, there's a lot of problems about, like, glitching and like it not working, and there was like a large like outrage by fans, and then they took it out of Steam. They took it off Steam, and now they're trying to fix it and everything. But yeah, fans go a long way. I mean, it works. So
yeah, so that's what people need to learn, whether it's with a movie or something like that, or a TV show. When you hear these things, it's really wise to make the changes that people are asking, as long as they're within reason. I'm not asking him to be Batman right now, obviously. That'd be weird and crazy, but when you make these changes, it really helps, first off, let the fans enjoy the show more, because like when you have stupid stuff like love triangles, get rid of that, because that has nothing to do with the superhero itself.
Right.
Alright, so that's my rant.
Yeah. Our next piece of news is that the X-Men Apocalypse 4 Horsemen revealed, and it is Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, Archangel. Now we're going to talk about the looks of the characters that we see. Magneto, obviously, we've seen him from the set photos and magazines and all that. He has like this full red look and like the red helmet. It's kind of got a mixture of purple in there. but Magneto looks freaking amazing. Now, Storm, she's got a new look that we've seen. Like, it's not Halle Berry. It's obviously somebody else, but it's another actress, and she's got, like, this mohawk kind of look.
Ooh, I hate the mohawk.
Really? It's been used in comics a lot. Like,
yeah, I know. It was originally in comics, and I've always hated it. It looks so stupid. Oh my god. I'm sorry, that's just me. Again, I'm ranting, which is, I mean, this is bitching about movies, but besides that, I don't know. I just always, it looks so stupid, even on a guy, even on anybody else.
It just makes them look like punk metal or shit.
Yeah, it does. It just looks stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that could be agreed upon. And then the next one we have is Psylocke. She looks fucking amazing. She looks like
straight out of the comics.
Yeah, literally, like, they pulled her costume, her outfit straight from the comics. Like, she looks amazing. Like,
oh, yeah, she does. She is so beautiful. I mean, yeah, the costume looks really amazing.
The costume, But yeah,
and she does too. But
yeah, we have. I don't think we've seen Psylocke from any other X-Men film, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so this will be the first time that we see Psylocke, unless you guys want to correct us in the comment section. But I'm pretty sure.
Please do if we're wrong.
Because I don't
frequently are.
Yeah. The next one is Archangel, but I think it's gonna be Angel evolving into Angel. And I hate to say this, Rick, but Archangel's got like this stupid hair thing too. Like, it's got this like sort of like, it's like shaved from the sides of the head, and then it's like one strip of hair in the middle, like coming down to the side.
Well, no, he's not really like that in comic. Well, actually, he kind of is, so that's fine, because that,
that works.
As long as it's not as tense as Storm's is.
Apocalypse doesn't look good, that's for sure.
Oh, you mean the spaceman that landed on Earth?
I mean Ivan Ooze. Hey, X-Men, let's get sticky. Like, seriously, like, there's been an outrage. Like, seriously, like, he looks awful. Like, looks nothing.
First off, which, Justin, I'm gonna really want you to hear, put a good picture of him. That way, just in case people don't know what he actually looks like.
Yeah, put it up right now.
Picture right now.
Yeah, it's up.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you already put a picture
of Apocalypse in the comics is like, he's fitting into scale with like Thanos. Like, in his height, and masculinity, you can't pull off a practical looking thing like Apocalypse. It is extremely difficult because humans just can't. We just can't grow that freaking huge. Like, we can't be like 13 or 14 feet tall and like buff as shit.
I mean, I know it's different people that in Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, look at Thanos. He looks like Thanos. He's just taken right off the comics. Why couldn't they have done that with him? Apocalypse. I just don't get it. Because, like, this is someone you really need to get right. Especially because he's supposed to be such a scary character. Because he has all these amazing powers. And he's, like, the X-Men's main villain. Why can't you get him right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be, like, physically intimidating. Like, if you don't know Apocalypse powers, but he, like, I'm talking to the viewers, but he can absorb different mutants' powers and, use them to his advantage. Now, like, here, he's supposed to, like, I don't know, in the film, hopefully they do this thing where, like, he grows bigger or some shit, but, like, I feel like it's gonna come off, like, really corny if he's just, like, in that suit. Like, it doesn't, like, I see what they're doing with the face thing, like, they're trying to do that blue lips thing, with Oscar Isaac, but honestly, like, it just really, really looks bad. Like,
yeah, it's just like he's not menacing at all. Like, I could kick him down right now.
Yeah,
I would not be afraid of this guy.
Yeah, like, I've heard, like, why does Apocalypse looks like I can beat him up? Like, seriously, really, like. But I mean, we'll just have to wait till the film comes out. Hopefully,
I guess
we get better pictures and set pics. But yeah, pray to God. But our next piece of news is Ant-Man. We're doing our Ant-Man movie review here. Holy shit.
This is gonna be the whole entire movie review and this because we're just like that.
That's right.
Especially since it came out like really close to this, we were like, all right, just throw it in there. We're
Yeah,
good.
honestly, I thought, like, we're going to go over the plot, and then first we're going to go over our, like, quick thoughts of the film and certain characters.
Yeah, first we're just going to talk about the story. All right, so I'll basically start off. So, first, this is just going to be the first thing we see, that one of the guys, which I can't remember his name, but one of the guys wants the PIM particles. And so the guy just hits him in the face and is like, no. He leaves. And so we come to present time.
It's kind of like this is an analogy, like SpongeBob SquarePants, like Mr. Krabs and Plankton. Like, he doesn't want his, you're not going to get me secret formula. So it's kind of that sort of thing. And we, throughout this, sequence, we see, Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad again, and we see Agent Carter. Yeah. We see Carter, and we see Michael Douglas, which he looks really young. Like, they use that sort of, anti-aging CG or some shit, but he looked really good. Like, it was totally believable. But, yeah.
So, the next part of the story, we basically see Paul Rudd's character getting out of jail and his friend picking him up. And you see that his friends are basically kind of criminals that he once was, and so... they're trying to talk him into doing this heist, and he really just doesn't want to. But then he goes to his daughter's party, and he realizes that he can't see his daughter unless he actually gets a job and has an apartment. So he's like, all right, I'm going to do it because I need the money.
Yeah, he's just one of these characters that, struggling to meet ends meet, and, because he has a criminal record. It's kind of like a heist film. Honestly, I've heard people say that it's kind of like a smaller scale, we've just gotten, Age of Ultron, and, that was upping the ante, it was insane and action-packed, and now we have a smaller scale film like Ant-Man, which I think is much more coherent than Age of Ultron, just because it's just, doesn't have that many subplots that I've caught, and... it's just very, simplistic, which I like about it. Yeah, so the next part of the story is, we see, Scott Lang's character is, struggling, and, this movie's, underlining theme is all about redemption and opportunity, and that's what, Hank Pym gives him. He gives him an opportunity to redeem himself because he sees that Scott Lang has potential to be the next Ant-Man. And it's kind of like the second generation of superheroes. We see Scott Lang is the new Ant-Man, and we see Hope Van Dyne is the new Wasp. So, it's kind of cool to see that. So it's, about redemption and opportunity, and it's basically about this other guy named Darren Cross who wants to perfect the Pym particle formula. Well, he wants to, figure it out. He wants to master it. So when he finally figures it out, he, of course, uses the Pym particles for evil because he's, a kind of like a corrupt sort of businessman. I'm bad. I feel like the antagonist is very kind of cliche and typical. Scott Lang, he's adjusting to his abilities, and one thing that I thought was really cool is that showing different types of ants that Scott Lang uses to his advantage, which was pretty sick to see. And we see the final fight. One thing I gotta say, the visual effects are so aesthetically pleasing. They're visually impressive. You feel like you're seeing the perspective of an insect. And we see a number of references too. We see one thing I gotta mention is that we see Falcon versus Ant-Man, on this solo mission to get a piece of technology from the Avengers facility, and Falcon catches him, and they have a cool fight. Ant-Man obviously whoops his ass, but it's a cool fight to see, and then Falcon's just don't tell Rogers, don't tell Cap.
Alright, so, now that we've talked about the story, let's talk about what we liked. I'll just start first. Alright. There were several awesome parts of this movie, but this really isn't a specific part of the movie that I liked particularly. It was several different parts. I love watching Ant-Man fight. Not particularly, well, at some points with Yellow Jacket, but I like the fights against regular people like Falcon and other people like that, because I like seeing him use his ability to shrink, as in like punch him in the face, shrink, climb up, hit him in the face. Like, I just, oh my god, that's beautiful to watch, and it's just visually amazing just seeing him.
Yeah, and Ant-Man is one of these characters that's difficult to win against, because he can shrink to like insect size, like flash right before your eyes, and you can't even continue to fight him. And he has superhuman strength when he's insect sized, because usually ants can lift 50 times their weight. So
yeah.
There's also like numerous amounts of references to the Avengers, and Spider-Man's first MCU reference at the end, where Lewis is explaining how this random event that occurred. He's like, oh, I was looking at these paintings, right? And then I was talking to the lady, and she's like, what are you talking about? We have superheroes that can swing, we have superheroes that can crawl, we have superheroes that can jump. And automatically that just triggers, hello, Spider-Man is officially in the MCU, confirmed from Kevin Feige. So that's a Spider-Man reference right off the bat. So that my favorite part of the film was just that like mentor and pupil type relationship with Michael Douglas, Hank Pym, and Scott Lang. So I really like the parts I didn't like, honestly. Just the ones with the antagonist. Like, he just felt really typical, like Darren Cross. Very typical and cliche. Like, it just didn't work for me. Like, we don't know if Ant-Man's going to get a sequel. It just might be a one-shot. Okay.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about the mid-credit scene. Justin, go ahead.
Alright, so the first one we see is that, Michael Douglas's Hank Pym, we see him showing Hope the new and improved Wasp suit. So we know Wasp is going to be a character in the MCU now, and we're going to get one more female character now, because we have Black Widow and now we have Wasp. So, and then the second end credit scene we see is it's where we see Cap and Falcon have captured Winter Soldier and the Avengers facility, and they're trying to figure out what to do. Like, they don't want to release that. They don't want to tell Cap that they've captured Winter Soldier. So they're trying to figure out what to do, and Falcon says, I know a guy. And we obviously know that it's going to be Scott Lang's Ant-Man, and it says, you'll see Ant-Man in the Avengers Civil War. So.
In general, yeah, I love the film. I have a bit of nitpicks, like, as in, like, what you said, Justin, that the villain wasn't up to par, and it just didn't have that much of a character aside than I have this formula and I'm going to do something evil. Again, like the SpongeBob type of thing, like...
Yeah, really.
Secret formula.
Yeah.
And one thing that's, this is literally me just nitpicking here. I think the Stanley cameo in this particular film was weak. After seeing stuff like the Spider-Man cameo where, like, he's over here cleaning while Spider-Man and them are fighting, which is something so amazing to Stanley, first off, not even talking for himself, it's just really lame.
Yeah, honestly,
in my personal opinion.
It's kind of like one of those cameos that flies over your head and you just don't notice it. Like, oh shit, I totally forgot about Stanley. Like, but whatever. I mean... Hopefully we see better cameos in the future. But I give this film, my rating for this film is going to have to be a 3.5 out of 5.
Rating goes, I will give it a, let's say, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10?
Which was the same complaints as Justin. A good chunk of it was spent sort of narrating the characters' motivations past. So it really... A good chunk of it was just kind of a backstory for at least 3 characters, and so that was a bit overdrawn sometimes. And but as far as the movie, what saved it a lot for me for the movie though was really just like the shrinking down and the shrinking up. And the fighting.
It's got to be
so
like
beautiful.
It's got to be one of the best.
Amazing.
It's got to be one of the best visually. And aesthetically pleasing like Marvel films, because it's just really cool to see that perspective, like especially when he's in the bathtub and the water's like washing away and like he flies out of the tub. It's just really cool to see that. Like that is like its greatest, like its strongest attributes for the film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like the story, to sum it up, it's pretty much like a heist film.
Basically, that's what they said before the movie even released.
But
it's going to be kind of
it's not really unique from other films, but it's unique for Marvel because I don't think we've ever seen like a heist type film. Yeah, so this has been a lot longer podcast, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Definitely, yeah.
Let us know in the comments section down below what you guys thought of this. If you guys want it to be once every 2 weeks or once a week. I honestly think we can make it work with once a week or either vice versa. But I'm Justin signing off.
And Drake signing off.
Goodbye, bitches.
Peace out and see you guys later.